I'm Charlie Sakaitis here at the Delaware State Fire School, and there's a building on fire behind me. And if you want to learn how to do this, pretty cool, right? Well, you're gonna need some expert advice. And you guys are training, this is Jason McCabe, by the way. You guys are training the next generation, but you're also looking for people to join the volunteer firefighter service. For anybody that might have even an inkling of being interested, how do they go about getting involved? How do they kind of get more information that they would need?
Well, the easiest way is to reach out through the local fire department's websites, contact them on their phone, knock on the door. Every fire department in Delaware is volunteer based, so there's an opportunity for every community member to give back to their communities through their volunteer fire departments. They don't necessarily need to be fighting fires like the guys behind us. They can be accountants, they can be fundraisers, they can be media specialists. But nonetheless, there's 1,000 jobs inside of each volunteer fire department that the community members can do and gain that wonderful intrinsic value of giving back to their fire department in a way that very few do.
And not everybody understands this about Delaware, but you guys volunteer firefighters. So how important is it to get the community to go, or at least a couple of people to say, hey, I'm going to give that time and I'm going to volunteer to do this?
That's correct. Everybody wants somebody to respond that's a highly trained professional when they call 911. On our worst day, we want the best to show up. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the best of the communities to give back to their local volunteer fire departments, to go through our training, to become professional firefighters that volunteer in their own communities. The career opportunities on the backside of that are also there. There's several career opportunities across the state. Each volunteer fire department has a few career spots. But yeah, volunteering and giving back by becoming a trained professional that is pretty cool. It's a pretty good adrenaline rush to ride the big red fire trucks and squirt the wet stuff on the hot stuff.
Well, we're watching all of this go on right now. When you are training somebody, when they first come in, what is kind of the first thing you want to teach them, or how does this process go before they're ever going out to the field?
Sure. Well, we don't throw people right off the street into a working structure fire. We first train them on how to take care of themselves, proper nutrition, proper health, proper mental health. We teach them how to outfit themselves in their gear so that way they're safe. And then we start working on the basics of how to get a hydrant in service, how to take tools off a fire truck. And we work progressively to teach them how to be professionals to go in buildings that are on fire. Now,
you told me earlier that you've got 29 years experience. Yeah. Do you still remember your first fire?
Yeah, 1997 in the little town of Dagsboro. We were young teenagers and we had a lot of fun putting the wet stuff on the hot stuff. It was great. The adrenaline rush at that point in time was the biggest draw for me. Over the years, as I've gotten a little bit older, the fact that I'm giving back to my community and an integral part of the community is just so wholesome and fulfilling that I encourage everybody to give it a shot. It's fun.
Let's give everybody at home the big sell one last time. You know, if you're even a little bit interested, how do you get involved? How do you try and come out and maybe say, hey, I want to be a volunteer firefighter?
Yeah, every community has a volunteer firehouse in Delaware. Reach out to their Facebook page, reach out through their website, knock on the door, stop by and say, hey, I'm interested. What's this all about? They will welcome you with open arms. It's a wonderful place.
Thank you so much for giving us the time. If you're at home thinking about doing this, I highly suggest you investigate it, learn a little bit more, be a part of the process. It's a great way to give back to your community. And speaking of that, let's just check one more time. It looks like we're doing pretty good back here. Everything seems to be out and these guys are still getting it done. We've got more CoastLife coming up right after this.